Hi, it's Cynthia, and I'm making this video because I get contacted by many students every day asking what is my approach for teaching. So I'm going to take a few moments to tell you types of classes that I teach and how I conduct those classes. First and foremost, I'm a private tutor. I can cater my lessons to suit your needs. I will not take you on as a student unless we first discuss what those needs are. But most of the class I teach focus on conversation. Um, in order to improve your language skills in English, you must speak the language as much as possible. If you are not speaking it every day, or you're only speaking it a couple times a week, your English skills will not advance very far. You need to commit at least 1 hour a day to speaking English. You can do this with me in a lesson, or you can do this in your everyday life by finding people who speak English and having conversations in the language. However, not everybody has access to speak or have conversations with other English speakers. So that's why people hire me. I teach two classes, conversation and accent reduction. They're two different disciplines. The way I teach conversation is that I introduce a topic either before a lesson or at the time of a lesson. And this topic will generally lead to a very natural discussion on the subject. Most of my students have no problem expressing their opinions, and I really encourage this because the main point of learning English is so you are able to communicate effectively your needs, your opinion, or your desires. And the only way to do this is by having numerous conversations on a variety of different subjects in language. So I have students that take lessons per week with me. I have students that take 2 lessons per week. Depends on your level and your needs. I'm going to say this because many students contact me and they want to know how long it will take to learn the language. You simply cannot determine this. There are many factors when you are learning English. You must consider a couple different things. You must consider your desire to speak the language. Now this applies to English, but it could apply to any other language you may be learning. The desire to learn something comes from the student, and this is the #1 motivating factor for people. You have to have the desire. Secondly, you have to have the time. You have to have the motivation to continue with your lessons. And #3, it also depends on how your English skills are right now. So for a beginner, the process will take longer than somebody who's already an intermediate or advanced speaker. Many people want it to be a very short process to learn English, but it's never a short process learning a language unless you're a genius at picking up languages, but this is very rare. For most people, it will take between a year and 5 years to learn language completely or to become fairly fluent in the language. The more you speak it, the more you learn, the shorter time it will take for you to learn the language. So if you speak it every day for an hour, and you will progress much further than somebody who speaks once or twice a week. So this is what I teach. I introduce a topic in my lesson, we talk about it. If you're having problems expressing yourself or you're not sure how to have a discussion, I will encourage you through a series of questions that will encourage you to speak your mind or to formulate thoughts and ideas on that topic. Some of the topics are interesting, some of them are not, depends on what your interests are. But this is basically how the conversation goes. We'll occasionally correct you when you say something incorrect, but for the most part I will allow you to speak freely, and this encourages your confidence. You will build your confidence through speaking, and I will also give you tips on how to pronounce something. If you're interested, you want to improve your accent, this is an entirely different program that I teach separately. Accent reduction is very highly focused and detailed type of work. You take 1 class per week and for the 6 days remaining, you must commit to about 1 hour per day in your exercises and practice. This is usually for more higher intermediate or advanced speakers. I would recommend this for anybody who works in a business setting and they have to speak in English frequently, or they work for an international business that is requiring them to learn the language. This is very good for people who are wanting to communicate more effectively and find that they have certain issues that they cannot overcome or they cannot figure out the problem on their own. So you can contact me separately for those lessons so we can talk about it before you sign up. For conversation, if you're interested, all you have to do is go to my website at www.weteachenglish.info and click on the Buy It Now button and choose the number of lessons you want. You can buy 1 lesson or you can buy 20. The more lessons you buy, the less expensive each lesson becomes. So if you see me on Skype, please feel free to send me a message if you have a particular question. I will do my best to answer. If I don't, it just means I'm away from my desk or I'm teaching another student. But you can leave me a message and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I hope that this answers a lot of questions for some of those potential students out there who are unsure if they want to take lessons or if they can commit to it. I welcome students from all over the world. I currently have about 25 active students, and many of the students that come and go, they return when they can. And I enjoy speaking to people and learning about people's cultures, their lifestyles, and sharing in a real human exchange of ideas, opinions, and thoughts. And this is really conducive and beneficial when you want to learn a language because it becomes a meaningful relationship between the teacher and the student. So feel free to contact me anytime. English Teacher 7474 at Skype. Thank you. Have a good day.